Hey, welcome back. We are live. We're the higher military. I'm sorry, AJ. I'm sorry. We're the Army Reenlistment team here. We are ready to go live with Sergeant Major William Bastian from the 101st. He is a 101st Retention Sergeant Major. That's why I got the 101st shirt on tonight. I'm trying to represent. So, Sergeant Major Bastian, welcome to the show. I see AJ's got his 101st here too. Look at him, looking good there.
Nice.
Dante, you have one too or not?
It does provide the best water.
Nice. Hey, so Sergeant Major Bastian, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Army Reenlistment Live. We're on Facebook and YouTube. So tell us about yourself real briefly, maybe history of the best Army division ever. Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, I'll start off by telling you a little bit about myself. So I've been in the Army now for about 21 and a half years. I know I look quite young, and you may not believe that, but 21 and a half years. I've been a counselor now for 14 years. I spent 6 years as in Fit Artillery, and then spent another 3 years in Recruiting Command out in Detroit, Michigan. And then transferred over and submitted my packet to become a career counselor. I've been in USASOC, was part of 7th Group. I've been in the Old Guard. That's where Matthew Quick, that's where we spent some time there, as well as Matt Middleton.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I spent some time in Alaska with the 25th ID. I spent 4 years in Army Cyber before going to the academy. Married, I got 4 kids. I got a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old here that definitely they don't drive me crazy, but you know they're good kids.
Not yet.
Yeah.
So real fast, what he failed to tell you at the Old Guard was he was the Army's top best career counselor of the year back in 2000. Was it 11 or 12?
2012.
Nice. So, hey, tell us. So you're at the 101st now, and I won't brag on it too much because it's not who I am. But why did you want to go there, or how'd that work out for you?
Funny story. We actually, when I was at the academy, we got orders to go to Germany, and we were all set to go. We had orders. We did our transportation. We paid for our passports and everything. And we were really excited to go. And then things change. Of course, life is always going to throw curveballs at you, and the Army is no different. So we got orders to go to 101st. And at first, my wife was a little disappointed. She wanted to go overseas and travel and everything. But, again, things happen for a reason. Life changes, and we came here and we absolutely love the place. We actually bought a house here. We fell in love with the unit. The 101st is a tremendous place. It's got a lot of history, but we love it here. Absolutely.
That's awesome. So that leads me to the first question. Really, what is it about 101st that makes people either want to stay, go there, and what incentives do you have to help them make the decision?
Well, I tell you, it's not just the greatest organization in the Army. In my opinion, it's the greatest organization in military history. If you think back to Saving Private Ryan, if you think back to Band of Brothers, a series that's on HBO, that's all 101st. The unit has a rich history. When you see the unit patch, Old Abe, I mean, that's known everywhere. It's a tremendous unit, tremendous leadership, and I'm just proud to be a part of it.
That's awesome. Hey, AJ, you have a question? You're on mute.
I know you have a lot of great career counselors there, but what career counselor would you like to highlight? Who's that one that goes out there and is your 101st, your moneymaker?
Hey, go ahead and embarrass him. Go ahead.
Well, we have I truly feel like we have probably the best team in the Army. And I'm not just saying that because I'm the command career counselor there, but we do have some all-stars in the 101st. We do have a Master Sergeant, Dustin Tweet, who was the Senior Army Career Counselor of the Year in ForceCom this past year. There's another career counselor who just became a career counselor. He actually graduated in September. And this is a soldier that I think really, really highly of. And his name is Denzel Martin. I also have two operations NCO. And again, I have a great team, and I'm going to name a few. Ryan Dodd, excellent career counselor. I've been working with him now for a couple of months. He's the ops at 101st. And then we have Amy Probst as well. She's a tremendous asset to our team. And you know, again, we have a really, really great team on hand. We have great seniors. We have Master Sergeant Jones. We have Master Sergeant Brooks, Master Sergeant Petty, who just got promoted this past month. And then we have, we have great counselors throughout the footprint.
So you mentioned Master Sergeant Petty. So me and Matt Middleton raised him in 10th Mountain Division. So if you want to fight about it, the 10th Mountain Division is the best, but I'm not going to fight you. I'm just an old man now, so I appreciate that.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to the Master Sergeant Sigmund. He's deployed right now, so I forgot about him. He just closed out his FY21 mission, so I'm really happy for that team.
Yeah, he's a superstar too. Hey, Sean, do you have a question?
Hey, Sergeant Major. Staff Sergeant Waterbury with the SVAC. So I had a question for you. So right now we know that the Army is really wanting to put people first. So what kind of things are the 101st Airborne Division, what kind of things are they doing to set that standard, or, you know, really take care of the people within their formations? What are your counselors doing?
First of all, let me just say something about that message. I believe that's a powerful message that our senior leaders have put forth to the force. You're saying that people are priority. You're saying that people are basically what makes our organizations, and I think it's a powerful message that our leaders put forth. I think what we've done is we put incentives in place for us to be successful, to making sure that we take care of people. We're making sure that the force is educated. We have a college incentive program for our soldiers who want to stabilize. We also told our soldiers, hey, if of course we got the air assault school here at Fort Campbell, but if you choose to stabilize with us, and you're already air assault qualified, your KD time is complete, we're going to go ahead and make you an air assault instructor as long as you pass the interview with the first sergeant that's there. So we have a lot of things in place to take care of our people. And I was looking across the force at the other divisions at, what their stabilization rates are. And we're right up there with the other divisions. I want to say that in FY20, we were at 29%. And then this year, we're right above 31% with stabilization. So we're doing quite well.
That sounds awesome, Sergeant Major. I haven't really had the chance to get out there to Campbell. I've been spending a lot of my time in my career at Bragg, but with all these incentives you guys got going on, I might have to see if you got room on the team. We'll see.
Well, one of the things that when we got here that I wanted to find out was I kept hearing about how great the city of Clarksville was. And I didn't know these things, but in 2019, and again, I'm throwing facts here. This is stuff that I researched. 2019, Clarksville was voted the top city for millennials to move in with, as far as Money Magazine. It was voted the #1 city to live in. It's got tremendous schools. I looked all over Zillow. Schools are between 8 out of 10. That's preschools, middle schools, and all that. Google just set up shop here. So right now they've invested $600 million into the city of Clarksville. So it's a growing city. And the reason I mention that is because, again, when we re-enlist a soldier, we're re-enlisted a family. So now you got to talk about, employment opportunities for spouses. And that's one of the things that you have to mention when you talk about re-enlistment are the spouses as well.
You are absolutely correct. And, that's a really great thing you guys got going on there, Sergeant Major. That's all I had. Thank you so much for answering that for us.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, Sergeant Major Bastian, I'd say that was a great point about the families. That's you though. That's who you've been. So we appreciate that.
Yeah.
When it comes to listen, so I got to ask this question because you're the first one to come on here. You're the first Retention Sergeant Major to come on here, the first command career counselor. Who would you want to see come on here next, and why?
Well, to me, I have a list of command career counselors that I believe set the bar high. You know, they're just I've looked up to them, and again, we have great command career counselors in our field, but these are some of the command career counselors that I've worked with, who I kind of look up to, and they're kind of mentors to me. I would say, Sergeant Major DeCarlo Johnson is definitely right up there. He has great knowledge. I would say Sergeant Major Toby Whitney from the 82nd. I have a lot of respect for him. I saw that. Sergeant Major Matthew Middleton, he's at 18th Airborne Corps now. So again, we have a lot of great command career counselors. And again, Sergeant Major Carla Hubble, I know she's been in USASOC and she knows that footprint. And again, I think have a lot of respect for her.
That's a good point. Hey, Sam, do we have a question from the audience?
We do, but it doesn't really pertain so much with 101st, but more so of why is it so hard to find information about becoming a career counselor?
Hey, maybe Bastian wants to answer that question. You want to tackle that, Sergeant Major Bastian?
Yeah, I would say a soldier who wants to become a career counselor may want to probably contact a career counselor. We all know with retention, with the Army in general, things change, policy changes, everything changes all the time. If you want to become a career counselor, I would definitely talk to your career counselor at your organization. You either have a battalion level career counselor or a brigade level career counselor who'll be more than happy to share that information for you. To become a career counselor, one of the things that I do is I talk to every retention NCO who wants to become a career counselor, and I interview them. And I ask them key questions about becoming a career counselor and let them know that, hey, this is not the easiest job. It's probably, in my opinion, the most rewarding job. But at the end of the day, you can get assigned to MI unit, you can get assigned to a unit in USASOC or a BCT. And the way that you counsel soldiers within those organizations, it changes from time to time. In a BCT, a soldier may want a $20,000 bonus, where when you go to MI units, that might not work for you. So it's to find information, definitely go see your career counselor. That person will definitely give you the information, he or she. But it is a challenge in becoming a career counselor and being a career counselor.
Hey, Sergeant Major Bastian, you mentioned you have a few key questions you ask them about being career counselors or before they want to be career counselors.
Yes.
Can you share those questions and maybe inform the force on those questions?
Yeah. First thing I ask is, why do you want to become a career counselor? There's certain things that I look for where if you mention it, I can't, it's hard for me to recommend you. You say, hey, it's just a chill job and this, and I'm like, you probably don't want to become a career counselor then. But I ask, why do you want to become a career counselor? What do you bring to the table? And then talk to me about how good you are with counseling, because I believe that 70% of our job is counseling. You're not just counseling the soldier, you're counseling the family. One of the things that I do, and I think people make fun of me. So I actually do role playing when I do my interview and my ops.
Whoa.
Yeah.
keep it PG, right?
No. So check this out. No, so this is what we do. Funny story. I was at RS Cyber a couple years ago, and I had a soldier who was supposed to come in for a counseling. And, I'm expecting the soldier. The soldier comes in, and the soldier brings his spouse, which, again, we've had that happen before. And the spouse goes irate. She's going crazy. And our office is located with everybody else, the G2, the G4s, everybody, all the civilians. And she's going crazy. So the first thing I did, I try to settle, the spouse down and say, hey, ma'am, have a seat. Let's talk about it. Let's figure this out. So one of the things that I do when I do my interviews is I do basically the same situation to see how the soldier who wants to become a career counselor handles that situation. Does that make sense?
I like that. That makes sense.
Yeah, so just doing it differently, because and that, once we finish, I'm like, hey, this is something that you're gonna see on a regular basis. So how are you gonna handle it? And then a lot of times they're looking at me and they're like, okay, so what do I do next? I'm like, hey, listen, we're acting this out. This is a counseling session.
I like that.
Yeah.
AJ, you got a question?
Yeah, Sergeant Major, you said with your first question, you asked them why they want to be a career counselor. Was that question asked to you? And if it was, what was your answer? I mean, it was a couple years ago, but why did you want to become a career counselor? Because maybe that retention NCO or that soldier that hasn't even, dealt with their career counselor yet, could listen to you and maybe be motivated to take up that mantle of becoming a retention NCO and then a career counselor.
Yeah, it's on Sadler. I appreciate the question. That's actually a great question. I did a interview yesterday with a Staff Sergeant Wright from 1st Brigade, and I asked him, why do you want to become a career counselor? He gave me a great response, and I truly believe this response. It was genuine, it came from the heart, and it came from experience. He said that he spent 4 years in the Marine Corps, and when he got out, he really, really struggled. He struggled financially, he had kids, and he felt as if no one took the opportunity to kind of go over what else is out there within the military. Not what programs are out there, how he can switch his MOS, none of that. And he said that now that he's been in the infantry for, 3-4 years, he feels that soldiers now get out without a plan. They get out and they're like, oh, life is greener on the other side, or, I'm going to go work for this person here or this person here. So not having a solid plan and knowing that, we're going through some tough times right now. I think 25% of businesses are closing down. So if you don't have a solid plan, the likelihood of your plan not falling through is probably not going to fall through. So he said, hey, I want to become a counselor because I need to help these soldiers make good decisions, make sure that they're informed. And so that way, if they decide to transition, they have all the information. But if not, there's opportunities on the active duty side. And I was like, wow, that's pretty awesome. And then
I like that. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the second part of your question, for me, I truly believed in, I take advantage of every opportunity that's out there. I think that, the Army has there's so many doors that you can open, right? And I believe that a lot of times if it's out there for us to do and we have the will to do it, any information, then why not do it? And I think as career counselors, we're that person at the door that says, okay, you can either do this, 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 and this. What do you want to do? And that's why I did it.
Nice. Hey, Sam, do you have a question from the audience, Summer to Chris?
I do. So Sergeant Major Chris asked, how does the 101st support units not assigned to the 101st?
Well, I would say that we do a lot of missions that are here, CONUS. We got units that are assisting with the COVID-19 vaccine distribution. And I think they'll be helping out with National Guard and Reserves unit. We actually have two brigades that are going to assist with that. We got units within Fort Campbell that we actually partner with. We have the EOD brigade that's there that we do training with. We have 5th group, and then we have 160th that we do training, hand-to-hand training with as well.
That's a good follow-up. So, Sam, another question?
Yeah. Joel noticed some of the things 101st is doing to build a team or sense of family amongst their counselors.
Oh, that's a great question.
Nice.
Well, one of the things we do PT on a regular basis. We do PT once a week. We designate every brigade to conduct PT every other week. And a lot of times it'll be either the brand new counselor, but we do it, it's part of our battle rhythm now, as you say. We do it together. And then the days that we don't do it together, the counselors would do PT with their organization. But since I've gotten here, and Sergeant Major Middleton, Matthew Middleton, he created this, so I can't take credit for it. But he set up a good program or a good system in place for us to grow together as a team. And what I've done is basically made sure that we've been able to maintain it.
Hey, Matt Middleton may have created it, but you got to own this stuff, Sergeant Major Bastian. This is yours now.
No, I know, but I can't take all the credit. I can't.
Hey, Sam, what else we have from the audience?
Well, following up with that one, Master Sergeant Donahue asked, how do you motivate your team to accomplish the mission and take care of your soldiers?
Ooh.
That's a great question. So one of the things that I do is, and this is, again, I try to think different, right? I don't want to be the leader that does things over and over again. I try to do things differently. So we have seniors meeting every Wednesday. And one of the things that I do is we do something that's outside of retention before our meetings. So for example, and again, I got to shout out Sergeant Martin. We went on a run last week, and he asked me a question. He said, "What's your definition of leadership?" As we're going for a run. Now, this dude is in shape, real good shape. So I'm trying to think of a great answer, and then trying to keep up with him at the same time while we're running. So then I took that question and I proposed that question to the group during our seniors meeting, and I said, "Okay, how do you guys? What's your definition of leadership? Not the Army definition, but your definition, right?" And I think when you empower your seniors or your subordinates to think outside the box, to do things differently, I think it's going to help accomplish the mission. Another thing that we do, we do random stuff like we do hunt the good stuff right before our seniors meeting, just to create a positive environment. And I think when you get away, there's so much negativity in the world right now. There really is. But when you start off something in a positive way, I think you're going to get positive results.
Man, that is powerful.
Yeah.
Hey, when I'm done with this website and it's live, if these guys will have you, take us over, Sergeant Major Bastian.
Oh no, man!
You're inspirational.
Listen, I've been truly blessed. I've had great mentors, and I think all the success that I've had is because of my mentors, honestly, and I've been given second chances, and I'm a true believer of second chances. I know that I'm getting my soapbox a little bit, but
before we tear up, better move on, Sergeant Major Bastian.
All right, let's do it.
What do you got, Sam?
So DJ Trujillo asks, how do your brigades manage the college stabilization option with the op tempo? And he has a follow-up stating that a lot of the BCT commanders remove that option because they can't afford a soldier out of the footprint for 3 to 6 months.
This might be a question. Look at this one real quick, and hey, you got this one, Sergeant Major Bastian.
I think this one takes communication. I think brigade, career counselors definitely have to get involved in this process here, but it's really on communication and timing too. Brigade level career counselors have to make sure that they know what the unit's op tempo is, what the deployment cycle is, so that way when this comes up, they can actually counsel soldiers properly. If, for example, if we know we got our brigade is deploying next month, and we got a soldier that wants to do this option, it's probably best to sit that soldier down and say, "Hey, this is something that we can possibly do after the deployment." And it takes communication. You have to be able to talk to that brigade commander and that battalion commander as well. One of the things that we've done is we've actually, had our seniors talk to the brigade leadership and figure out a way to overcome whatever challenges we have with the college stabilization option.
Okay, that's good. Hey, Shante, you want to ask a question real fast from the audience? Also, one you might be interested in, and you're on mute too, so.
Absolutely. So, Sergeant Major Master Basaji, he wanted to know, what are your top priorities for the 101st Retention Program? What are some of the goals that you want to see achieved before you pass on this program to the future command career counselor coming in?
Man, that's a great question again. All right.
He may be saying that he's a future command career counselor, Sergeant Bastian. So,
man. First, let me congratulate you on your new position. That's a great accomplishment. I would say my top priority is making sure that we respect each other. I'm huge on respect, but making sure that you're taking care of yourselves and taking care of your families. That is my top priority. I know mission is definitely important, and we leaders are always talking about, hey, we have to make mission. But I think if you're taking care of yourself, taking care of your families, everything else is going to take care of itself. So my priority is for counselors, not just counselors, but soldiers within my organization, the 101st, to make sure that they take care of each other and take care of their families. Some of the goals that I want to achieve before I pass on the retention program, honestly, I want to leave it in a better place than what it was. It was given to me in a great, honestly, I couldn't ask for anything better, but I want to improve on it and make it better for the next command career counselor that comes in. I want to make sure that, you know, they have the best team, make sure that the leadership definitely buys in on the program, and making sure that whoever that individual is gets full support from everyone involved. One of the things, this is like,
go ahead. Do it.
So I said this to the seniors the other day. I said retention, you know, I want to say the regulation looks at it as the commander's program, right? And then you have people out there that are like, nah, this is the career counselor's program. For me, I look at retention as an organizational program. Sergeant Major Bastian is not going to make the retention mission in it. It's not just me. It's not just the CSMs. It's not just the commanders. It's an organizational mission that takes everyone involved to be able to re-enlist and make our mission.
That makes sense, because we know there's always a divide with whose program is it. So we know it's organizations, and we can work on that. Before we close out, Sergeant Major Bastian, and go on, I want to make a note that I like the question about why is it so hard to find out information about how to be a career counselor. I like that.
That's a great question. It is.
Now you've challenged me. You challenged this Army reenlistment team to really look at how we put information out. So we're going to create a page that really highlights how to become a career counselor. We know this is a great MOS. We don't want to hide it from anybody. We want to put it out there. We want the best of the best that don't go to SVAC to come to be a career counselor. So we're looking for you. So we promise by the end of this month, we'll create a career counselor, how to become a career counselor page. So the last question I have, we may have a caveat at the end, but the question is, Sergeant Major Bastian, why is the 101st not only the best airborne division, but the best Army division overall? Why do you think that is?
So it's the best division in the military's history. And the reason I say that is because just when you get here, when you get to Fort Campbell, there's a certain, you feel a certain way. It changes your I don't know, it's weird. It's like I can go into base having a tough morning, but then as soon as I walk into Fort Campbell and I see Old Abe and I see the Screaming Eagles and I see everything that's associated with the 101st, your whole mentality changes. It's like, your attitude changes, and then you're just focused. I think what makes it so great, for one, is the history. I think it's right now, just here in Clarksville, we have over 68,000 retirees that are associated with the 101st, right? And everywhere you go, there's so much publicity with the 101st. We have some of the best, generals that came out of the 101st. We have some of the best sergeant majors that came out on the 101st and went out and did other things within ForceCom and within HQDA. As far as mission, we're always at the very top when it comes to retention mission. As far as, we were part of World War II. Again, you can go back to Saving Private Ryan and all these other shows that associate themselves with the 101st. So again, I'm just blessed to be here. And I truly believe that it's not just the best division in the Army, but the best division in military history.
Man, that's powerful. AJ, why do you, we were talking before this, why do you think that the 82nd or the 101st is the best?
Well, as I told everybody else, I mean, it's 101st first. Like 82nd, I mean, 82nd. So, I mean, that alone tells you why 101st is number one, I think.
That's a great point. I probably should have started out saying that, but that's a great point.
Hey, that makes sense, AJ, and that's a good point. So before we move on to Shante for the final question, because it's a good thing going on here. So since 101st is the best in the first division, maybe the All-American division should be the 101st. But I'll leave it. That's for the decision makers to make. But Shante, what questions do you have for the final question for Sergeant Major Bastian?
All right, final question, Sergeant Major. So as you said, we know you have the ForceCom Senior Army Career Counselor, the winner for the Force Com. So also this week, for a lot of people who aren't following, the HQDA level, the headquarters of the Army is running their Career Counselor of the Year program for the best of the best career counselors out there. Word on the street is you were a winner yourself. So I was wondering if you have any advice that you would give to career counselors or retention NCOs who one day want to compete on that level.
I would say when I went, it was just a tremendous honor, and I was just so impressed. And honestly, I was just so impressed with everyone else who competed at that level. One of the competitors, Yalisa Huddleston, I just spoke with her today. She was one of the competitors that was there, and you're blown away by the knowledge of some of these counselors and just the knowledge that they have. If I can give any advice is, be yourself for one. And if you're going to propose any changes, make sure it's something that you truly believe in that's going to make our force better. Make sure it's something that is going to benefit the soldier, the family members, and the Army as well. I would say, lay it all out. PT test, give it all you got. For the board, make sure you stay professional. Make sure that you, those board members that they have a lot of experience. So when you propose something, it's something that I'm sure has been thought of, but try to bring it in a way where it makes sense. So when you answer your question, make sure it's something that makes sense, that is going to improve our program and improve our organizations. But the best advice I can give is just make sure that you lay it all out. And because I'm telling you, once you have that title, it's there's only one career counselor of the year for the Army, and it's truly an honor.
Hey, Sergeant Major Bastian, I don't want to give away too much, but if you don't mind me sharing the story about your first attempt.
All right, go ahead.
So for those that maybe don't win the Career Counselor of the Year competition, know that you can go back the second time. Yeah. Sergeant Major Bastian, he came in a close second for the first time. He was so determined. He was such a competitor. He said, I want to go back again because I want to win. He didn't win the first time, but the second time, he battled and he won. 2012 Career Counselor of the Year, Sergeant Major Bastian. So, Sergeant Major Bastian, thanks for coming on tonight. We appreciate having you. Thanks to your wife for setting it up for you because
I know, hey, that's the MVP.
She's a real MVP tonight. So Thank you for that. Hey, I'm glad you're taking care of your team down there. I'm glad you're doing great things for the Army. And since you called out a few command career counselors,
can I call out one more mentor that I do have? And I definitely forgot to mention his name is Jack Ryan. Just a tremendous friend and a tremendous mentor as well.
Man, you had a lot of good mentors. Though.
Jack Ryan, I've been lucky.
But good time. And listen, if you're a command career counselor, we're going to highlight one division or one unit once a month. So come on here, talk about what it is. We're going to bring on Sergeant Major Chris soon, talk about EOD. But next week we have special programs coming on here, right, Shante? We have maybe the Old Guard, which is Sergeant Major Bastian's old unit, and maybe the SVAC as well. So I definitely a shout out to you.
Yeah, that's always. Oh man.
Hey, good deal. So Sergeant Major Bastian, thank you very much. To the team Army Enlistment, I appreciate you doing this tonight. Every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. East Coast time, we'll be on here and having a good conversation about retention, bringing really highlighting the retention for the Army because it needs it. There's so many superstars out there, so many people doing great things. So we want to highlight them. So again, everybody, thank you very much. And we'll see everyone here next week at 6 p.m. So until then, have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you for having me on. Thank you.